Hey, what's up, stars? It's Coach Ortega here, and it's Dance Party Thursday, so I hope you brought your dance pants. But before you put them on, we gotta go over our daily health lesson, and I'm gonna do that for you, okay? Today, we are going to be talking about sugars, all right? We're gonna be talking about the types of sugars that there are, and which type of sugar you shouldn't eat too much of, and why you shouldn't eat too much of it, okay? So, first, we're going to start off with our naturally occurring sugars, all right? These are sugars that happen in foods just naturally, okay? The foods were born with this sugar. They weren't put in them, okay? So most of these foods that are going to have these naturally occurring sugars are going to be your fruits or your fruit juices and even milk, guys. I know milk doesn't taste sweet, but it does have some naturally occurring sugars in it. Okay, so these foods that contain natural sugars are going to be go foods, because when you eat or drink these foods that contain natural sugars, you're also getting vitamins and minerals that help you grow and stay healthy. So for example, guys, orange juice, which is made from 100% oranges, okay, it's 100% orange juice. It's made from only oranges. It has vitamin C in it, guys, and vitamin C is super, super good for us because it helps us stay healthy and keeps us from getting sick, all right, guys? And then in milk has this thing called calcium, okay? Calcium makes your bones nice and strong and your teeth nice and strong as well, okay? So when you're eating or drinking these foods with natural sugars, it's beneficial to our body. So that's why it's healthy for us to eat a lot of these foods, eat a lot of fruits and stuff like that, okay? Now we have other foods that are sweet that contain different kinds of sugars that aren't natural, okay? So these other types of sugars that I'm talking about are gonna be like your white sugar, your brown sugar, you have your maple syrup, that stuff that you put on your pancakes or your waffles, all right? And then you're gonna have your high fructose corn syrup, which is in your candies and your fruit snacks and a bunch of other stuff, okay, guys? These are not naturally found in the foods. The foods were not born with these sugars, okay? They were added into them in the factory that they were made in, okay? Or sometimes the person who's cooking the food, okay, can add the food in there, or you yourself can add the sugar in there, okay? Somebody can make the food for you and it has no sugars, and then here you go, because it's not sweet enough, you're pouring all the sugar in it, okay? So these are going to be your added sugars, guys, your added sugars. Foods that have added sugars, we're not born with them, okay? Somebody put the sugars in these foods. So these sugars aren't healthy for us, guys. They don't have vitamins and minerals like the natural sugars in fruit and milk do, all right? So when we eat these foods with added sugars, they don't contain any vitamins or minerals. And if they do, it's very, very little, and it's not gonna benefit us. So these foods with added sugars are going to be woe foods, and we should not be eating a lot of them, okay? So a few reasons why we shouldn't eat these added sugar foods are going to be that when we eat a lot of sugar and calories, our body will tend to gain weight because it does nothing with these sugars and these calories. We can't really use them because it's not a healthy source. They don't have any vitamins or minerals. So basically our body just stores it, and then we end up gaining weight and getting a little fluffy around here. And we don't want to get fluffy. We don't want to gain weight, because then it makes our poor little heart have to work a lot harder to pump the blood throughout our body, okay, guys? And we don't want to do that to our heart. And another reason is that it can give us cavities, guys, all right? We do not want cavities. Cavities are not fun, guys. They hurt. It makes your tooth hurt. And then you're going to have to go to the dentist, and the dentist is going to have to do not so fun things to your tooth, all right? And it's not going to be a good time, guys. I'm also going to show you a story right now about another reason why we don't want you guys to be eating too many foods with added sugars, okay? It's a story about Rosie and Tom eating breakfast at their grandmother's house, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and listen to it and see what happens when they eat too many sugary foods for breakfast, all right? So here we go.
It was Saturday morning. Rosie and Tom had spent the night at their grandma and grandpa's house. As soon as they woke up, they smelled something sweet baking in the oven. Their grandma told them, "Good morning, kids. I've made sweet rolls. You can eat them and anything else you want for breakfast." "Hooray!" Rosie and Tom shouted. They got dressed and went to the kitchen. Rosie put a box of super sugary cereal on the table. Tom put a grape-flavored fruit drink on the table. Their grandma took the sweet rolls from the oven and put them on the table. Just then, their grandpa walked in the door with a box of donuts and put them on the table. Tom said, "I saw strawberry-flavored milk in the refrigerator. Can we put it on our cereal?" "Sure," replied their grandma. Rosie and Tom ate a big breakfast. They both ate 2 sweet rolls, a donut, and a big bowl of the sugary cereal with strawberry-flavored milk. And they drank 2 glasses of the grape-flavored fruit drink. Then Tom said, "Thanks for the delicious breakfast, Grandma and Grandpa." Rosie said, "Can we go play in the backyard?" "Sure," said their grandpa. 5 minutes later, Rosie and Tom were back in the kitchen. "My stomach hurts," said Tom. "Mine does too," said Rosie. "Go rest for a while," their grandma told them. When Rosie and Tom were lying down, Rosie said, "Maybe we ate too many sweet things." Tom said, "The next time we're here for breakfast, what should we eat instead?"
All right, guys. So that is Tom and Rosie's story. They went to their grandmother's house and they had breakfast with her, and man, they had a whole bunch of sugary foods for breakfast, guys. They had donuts, they had sweet rolls, they had super sugary cereal with strawberry flavored milk, and they had grape flavored juice, guys. That is a whole lot of sugars, guys. That's a whole bunch. And then what happened when they went outside? They came back like 5 minutes later, right? Not feeling too great, saying that their tummy was hurting them. And that's exactly what happens when you guys eat too many foods with added sugars, because our body has a limit for the amount of sugar that it can handle, okay? And when you pass that limit, guys, your tummy is like, I don't want it. I'm going to get rid of it. So sometimes if you eat way, way, way too much, you get sick. And that is no fun, guys. It's definitely not. And maybe a few of you have gone through this already, possibly during Halloween time, because you guys are so excited that you have all this candy. Yeah! And you eat it all, but then afterwards you're like, "Oh man, Mom, I don't feel good. My tummy hurts." And then you might get sick, or you just might have a really bad tummy ache for the rest of the night. And we all know that's no fun. So it's not good to be eating a lot of sugar or foods that have a lot of added sugars in them. Okay, so when we get that sweet tooth, guys, if we can, go for your fruits. Okay, guys, because remember, those have our natural sugars in them. And our natural sugars are our good sugars. Those are the sugars that we want to eat because they have vitamins and minerals in them that help us stay strong and healthy. They're good for our body. and we want to stay away from those foods that have a whole lot of added sugar, like powdered donuts over here. But somebody didn't watch my health lesson because the whole box is almost gone already. But we want to stay away from foods like that because of all the added sugar. And remember, when we eat a lot of added sugar, guys, we can get cavities, we can gain weight, or we can get a really bad tummy ache and possibly get sick. And none of those are a good time, guys. I guarantee it. I promise you, none of them. Especially the cavity, because you got to go to the dentist and he's got to do some not so fun things in your mouth with your tooth, guys. And you will not like that. So please, guys, I know you all are good. Make sure you are making those decisions to eat more of your naturally occurring sugar foods rather than your foods that have those added sugars in them, okay? More fruits than powdered donuts, okay, guys? So that is all I have for you today. Go ahead and put your dance pants on because we're gonna start moving. Here we go, guys.